Welcome.
Happy Halloween almost. Tomorrow's Halloween. What are you going to dress up as? Are you dressing up?
No. I'm off work that day, and it's fall break. I'm just going to sit around and watch scary movies all day.
Yeah. I'm dressing up as Max from Stranger Things,
Nice.
and I'm going to go to my kids' trunk or treat at the school.
Cute.
It's going to be hilarious. No one will know who I am.
That's okay.
Maybe some teenagers
Yeah,
might.
I was going to say, you might be surprised. My niece is super into Stranger Things, and she's
so
sick,
good.
so she would know who you were.
Yeah. I'm Whitney,
I'm Amy.
and we're on the hunt.
We are.
That's it.
That's all. This is our...
We almost skipped that part. How are you today, people of the world?
Yeah, this is us.
This is us.
Doing us.
This is me.
Trying to think. It's the second episode we're recording. What have we been doing? Oh, I did watch American Horror Story New York.
And what's it about?
It's set in the 80s.
Oh,
I
fun.
love it good. And there is someone going around killing gay men.
Is this something about a true story? Now that I'm okay,
I
don't know.
don't know.
That's like ringing a bell. You like it so far?
I mean, a lot of the American Horror Stories usually,
Are based off of
you
something
think like
true?
Roanoke and like, it's like very loosely based
Sure.
on something.
Yeah, Roanoke was so weird. Oh my god,
I enjoyed Roanoke.
I did too. Lady Gaga.
I didn't like.
Lady Gaga was that lady like in the like yard. You
Yes.
remember that?
She was in Hotel too.
She's so weird. It's so great.
I love it. Whatever the one was where they like merged all the ones together, I didn't like that one where they were in like the underground bunker or whatever. I don't remember which one.
where it was like
was that like Apocalypse or something?
and it was like kind of political, wasn't it?
that might have been that one too.
Because it was like I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, anyways,
Well-
I don't know. I've only watched the first week, so that's all that. At the time of this recording, that's all that has come out so far. But I mean, I'm not hating it.
Yeah, it's something fun to watch. What do you
I mean,
watch?
it's got a lot of like gay characters, so I like
That's
that
awesome,
that
yeah.
they're being represented on
Yeah.
TV.
Go Ryan Murphy.
But of course, it's set in the 80s, so like law enforcement and stuff, you want to
hit.
punch them in the face.
Yeah,
kind of
the
like with
worst.
Jeffrey Dahmer situation.
Oh,
but-
that's so sad. Yeah.
All right, that's
Shall we?
we shall.
I'm sure we'll go off topic. No, we would never.
Never. All right, so I'm doing another story, whatever I'm
What?
doing, of a like true event that was turned into a movie.
Okay.
There's nothing paranormal about this, but it's just so weird.
Yeah. Weird
It's
is
so
good.
weird.
Weird's fun.
So I am going to cover the story that the movie The Changeling with Angelina Jolie was based on. I got this from...
Wait, remind me. Oh, never mind. Don't, because that's what the
Okay.
story's going to be. I'm getting chapstick.
creepycatalog.com, and this was written by Trisha Bartle.
Okay, Trisha.
Get it, Trisha?
Go, Trisha.
She says, what if you lost your child only for them to be replaced by someone who isn't your kid?
Ugh.
If you've never seen the movie, I mean, a huge spoiler alert here, but it's a great movie.
And the kid looks the same, right? Or do they
Not
kind of not?
really.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember exactly how that premise was. Similar.
Yes. So let's say they're replaced by someone who isn't your kid and no one will believe you. That's what happens in the 2008 crime drama Changeling starring Angelina Jolie. Set in 1928, Jolie plays Christine Collins, a single mother who heads to work one day saying a final goodbye to her 9-year-old son, Walter Collins. Unfortunately, when she gets home, he's nowhere to be found.
Ugh. The 1920s.
Yes.
Wow.
But I love all of her outfits in the movie.
beautiful,
It was such just the coolest outfits. All the hats.
I know. I just wish I could wear hats.
It was just, yeah. I look stupid in them anyways, but
But if everyone was wearing hats,
everyone
you
was
wouldn't
wearing
feel
hats, yeah.
weird about
No.
it, you know?
you really wouldn't.
I feel like this is normal.
So Christine weaves her way through the neighborhood, asking anyone she comes across if they've seen Walter. When she comes up empty, she calls the police. Although the Los Angeles Police Department says they're looking for him, the local reverend rails against the department, accusing them of corruption. Several months after Walter goes missing, the police show up with a boy who they say is Walter, and Christine disagrees. So much evidence points to this boy being an imposter. He's several inches shorter, and he's circumcised. Yet when Christine insists he's not her boy, the cops have her committed to a mental institution.
Oh my gosh, of course they do.
While this is going on, a chance encounter in a chicken farm blows the whole case wide open. Well, okay, I don't really need like a whole synopsis of the movie.
Chicken
Because I'm
farm?
giving away. You don't remember that?
I don't.
That's where all
I
the
need to
boys were
watch
being
it again.
kept.
I need to watch it again. Okay.
So anyways, well, I guess I can keep going with the movie. So Detective Ybarra visits a chicken farm in Wineville, California to deliver deportation papers to a 15-year-old Sanford Clark. When he briefly speaks to the boy's uncle, Gordon Stewart Northcott, the man flees. In speaking with Sanford, Ybarra learns that Gordon had roped his nephew into helping him kidnap and kill dozens of boys, Walter Collins among them. This revelation leads to a court case that convicts Northcott of several murders, and he's sentenced to death by hanging.
Oh, like why? Because he's just gross?
Yeah. Yeah, he was disgusting, I'm assuming a pedophile.
Yeah.
While Christine feels vindicated that the imposter foisted upon her by the LAPD was not her son, and the boy even admitted that he only lied about his identity so he could travel to Hollywood to meet his favorite actor, she doesn't get the kind of
Where's
closure
his
she's
actual
hoping
family?
for. I know. While Sanford Clark mentioned Walter, they never find evidence of his death at the chicken farm. A few years after the court case, a young man comes forward saying he had fled from the farm with 2 other boys, Walter included. Unfortunately, he lost track of Walter and never been found. So is this based on a true story?
So was Walter dead in the movie?
You never really learn.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
Changeling follows the real true crime disappearance of Walter Collins and the Wineville chicken coop murders. On March 10th, 1928, the real-life Christine Collins gave her 9-year-old son Walter some money to go to the cinema. When he didn't return, she called the police. At first, Christine and the police thought Walter's disappearance was connected to his father, Walter Collins Sr.
Can you imagine giving your 9-year-old money to go to the...
No, it was a different time.
I know, it's just so hard to even imagine.
Here, go to the movies.
That's 3 years older than Roy.
I wouldn't even go to the movies alone.
No.
I'm 46.
And were they with a friend? Was he with a friend? Oh, man, yeah.
So they thought maybe it was connected to his father, who had been convicted of 8 armed robberies and was currently serving his sentence at Folsom Prison.
Well, he was in prison. How
he was
would he?
in prison.
Or like maybe someone who owed him money.
Yeah, because they said connected to his father. But after 9 months with no success in finding Walter, the public's anger at the boy's continued disappearance created friction between the locals and the LAPD. When the police heard of a young boy turning up in DeKalb, Illinois, they hoped it was Walter. At first, the boy denied being the missing Collins boy, but when he heard that Walter was from Los Angeles, he admitted it was him. The frustrating scenes of Julie's Christine insisting the boy wasn't Walter were unfortunately based in reality. Police Captain J.J. Jones told her to try him out for a couple of weeks. This isn't a Keurig. It's a human being. It's a child.
And how weird, for the mom, because it's it's not your kid, but it's still a child. Yeah. So you don't want to be get out of here, or
they were just
bad.
Well, you're crazy, or you're
right.
He's been through a lot, so he looks so different.
In the movie, what was the boy like? Was he weird to her? What was? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
It would be.
You could tell he was scared of getting found out.
Yeah.
She agreed, but after 3 weeks, she continued to insist it wasn't Walter. There were dental records proving it wasn't him, but rather than admitting they had the wrong boy, the police committed her to the psychiatric ward.
That is criminal.
Yes. She was released a full 10 days after the fake Walter admitted he wasn't actually her son.
And where was Walter the whole time? Who was watching him?
And so, but he admitted he wasn't him, but they still held her another 10 days.
This country
ridiculous.
Owes women an apology. Oh my God. And that crap still happens. Case in point, Britney Spears.
Yeah. If you're a woman and you say something that goes against what everyone's saying, then you're just hysterical, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You have your tiny woman brain.
I know. Meghan Markle has a new podcast, and I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about Meghan Markle. Some people really vehemently.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm trying to say, hate her, and I just really don't. But she had an episode on it. It's called Archetypes, and it's about like all the, archetypes that have been put on women. And there's one of them about, it's like the trope of the hysterical woman. And there's multiple celebrities that'll come on and kind of like talk about their experiences, and it's really interesting. And that one I forget. I think Jenny Slate comes on. Margaret Cho. I don't remember. Anyway, it's pretty good. You feel seen.
Yeah. So in August 1928, 19-year-old Jessie Clark traveled from Canada to Wineville, California to visit her brother Sanford. He'd been living and working on their Uncle Gordon Northcott's chicken farm. But when he arrived, he told his older sister he was in danger. I think that means when she arrived. Mm-hmm. Just a few years prior, when Northcott chose the land and built the farm, he had his nephew come out to help. And from that moment, Northcott sexually and physically abused Sanford. Ugh. He told his sister everything, including that Northcott had murdered 4 boys. Oh my God. The details of how the murders were discovered are a little different in real life compared to the film. Rather than Detective Ybarra stumbling upon the murders, it was Jessie Clark's statement to the American consul in Canada that broke open the case.
And that's the sister?
That's the sister. So apparently in Canada, they would listen to a woman. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, they listened to her, and that's what...
That one time, anyway.
Yeah. The consul contacted authorities in California, and 2 immigration service inspectors visited the farm on August 31st, 1928. So that's why they even went anyways. Oh, he's here illegally. The kid who's being like sexually and physically abused and
from where?
Murders. Canada.
Okay. What? We have people leave. That doesn't happen anymore. No one is trying to flee Canada to the United States.
Maybe vice versa.
Oh my God. Have you watched the Hillsong documentary? Mm-hmm. Something that was really, and I've been listening to True Crime Obsessed cover it, but something that just really struck me, and I'm like, why don't we do this here? And I mean, there's a 100 things why don't we do this here, but the fact that in Australia, if you like know about a crime and don't say anything about it, you're like held liable to some degree.
You're a mandated reporter.
Yeah. Well, even more so, like, everyone is. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, everyone just, it doesn't matter what your job is or anything. Right, you are just automatically a mandated reporter. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that.
Hey,
Yeah, anyway.
I report everything.
Yeah,
what's the worst that can happen?
It's better than not.
It's okay. Nothing bad's going on.
Okay, great.
Cool,
you checked it out. Yeah.
9 times out of 10, something bad's going on.
Yeah.
So Northcott saw the inspectors and fled, telling Sanford to stall them or he'd shoot him with his rifle. After a few hours, Clark told the inspectors everything. Although the bodies of the boys had been moved to an unknown location, Sanford showed them where they were originally buried. When they dug, they found body parts proving that the bodies had been there.
So sad.
Gordon Northcott and his mother, Sarah Louise Northcott, fled to Canada. Well... Great. They were arrested on September 19th, 1928 in British Columbia. Sanford testified at the trials and said that Sarah Louise had helped Gordon abduct, abuse, and murder 4 boys. That's insane. So his mother helped him.
I mean, what? What?
I love my children, but I would be calling the authorities on them.
Yes, I would be tying them up. So you're not leaving until they get here.
Sarah Louise Northcott confessed and pleaded guilty to the abduction and murder of Walter Collins. Gordon Northcott was convicted of the murders of the 3 other boys on February 8th, 1929. He was sentenced to death and hanged on October 2nd, 1930. Wow, that's a pretty quick turnaround. Didn't let him sit around on death row for a million years.
Less people on death row maybe at that time? I don't know.
Ultimately, there was no proof that Walter Collins was ever an actual victim of Northcott's, despite the testimony of his mother. When Christine Collins met with Gordon Stewart Northcott, she asked him if he killed Walter. She left the interview without answers, finding the young man too incomprehensible. When he was being executed, Northcott called Christine. Ugh. Why was he allowed to do that?
No, that is not okay.
Telling her he'd tell her what happened to Walter if she attended his execution. She did, but he only insisted he'd never met him.
No, that's rude. That's
just
the
so
worst.
Manipulative and gross.
Yeah, till the very end.
Yeah, till the very end, just being disgusting.
That poor woman.
And don't get me wrong, I have a huge problem with a lot of things that go on in our justice system, and
she lost her kid,
but he had it coming.
And you should never the perpetrator should never be able to contact the victim's family, ever. I'm sure they aren't now. Hopefully.
But I mean, but especially, I'm sure she was dead. Oh my God, if I go, okay, I'm at least going to get closure. I'm going to find out.
I don't know if I'd want to know. I don't know.
Well, I think I would. I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my life just what-ifing.
Yeah, but what if it's like worse than you? I don't know.
Well, my mind's already assuming the worst, so anything you tell me is probably not going to be any worse than what I'm already thinking.
Yeah, nightmare.
Like in the film, a boy came forward 5 years after Northcott's execution, stating he'd been abducted by the man but had gotten away. Unfortunately, there was no proof of this, and it did nothing to help Christine Collins in her search for the truth. Christine Collins wouldn't rest when it came to the injustice of being wrongfully committed by the police. Good for her. Mm-hmm. She filed lawsuits until a judge finally awarded her $10,800, which is about $180,000 in today's money. Unfortunately, she never received the money. It's shocking. Good did come from this. The California state legislature made it illegal for cops to commit people without a warrant.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that hard to get a warrant, I don't think. Oh, true. I mean, based on what I've seen on television.
How about, like, doctors have to commit people?
Yeah.
If anyone.
After a thorough evaluation.
Why should a police officer be able to commit someone?
Yeah, I agree. Finally, the town of Wineville, California itself had had enough of this tragedy. Rather than forever be tied to the Wineville chicken coop murders, they changed their name to Mira Loma in 1930. Then on July 1st, 2011, Mira Loma and several other small towns were incorporated into the city, now known as Jurupa Valley, California, essentially erasing this tragedy as best they can.
Oh, California.
That was really short, sorry.
Man, some things have really happened to you, California.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I actually have two I could do. Two very short ones.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they're both super short. We'll just see how this goes. I'll do the first one.
Whatever. Okay. Listen, we can't drone on for an hour every time, people.
Nor do you want us
if we maybe try to do a third one today. You never know with us. You never know.
Okay, so I'm going to do something called the Sandown Clown. Do you want to see him?
It's like a poem. Oh. Looks like a cat.
He's like a clown alien. Here we go. This is from obscurinlegendfandom.com. It's our kind of place.
Yes.
Is this true? Who knows?
It's a rabbit hole that people have fallen down and never returned.
It's amazing. Okay, so the Sandown Clown was a strange being encountered by two young children vacationing at Lake Common, Sandown, Isle of Wight in the UK in May of 1973. Can you imagine you're at a lake and you see that thing? Following a sound like an ambulance siren, the children wandered across a footbridge over a stream and met a curious, unidentifiable being that has been described as a cross between a clown, a robot, and an alien. Okay.
What an interesting trifecta.
Yes. It was a shy but friendly being and spoke kindly to the children for almost half an hour before they returned to their parents. About what? I don't know. Let's see if we find out. It seemingly vanished after the encounter and has never been seen again. Weird. Despite standing over 2 meters in height, the Sandown Clown has more or less normal human proportions. 2 arms, 2 legs, a round head with identifiable facial features. The similarities to a normal human in there, however. The being's head was described as being too large for its otherwise thin frame and shaped like a nearly perfect sphere. Yeah, I mean, our heads aren't spheres.
No. I just think of, like,
for weird.
The Jack in the Box guy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like him with 2 antennae and, yeah. Its skin was very white and had the consistency of paper, while its hands and feet need some aquaphor. While its hands and feet possessed only 3 digits each. What does that sound? Is that a bird?
Oh, great. The best. It's a sissy chill wash.
Oh, I bet it's a squeezy toy.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay, so 3 fingers and 3 toes on each of its... Well, not at the same time. That'd be weird. What if you had 3 fingers and 3 toes on one hand?
Why would you have toes on your hand?
Exactly. It's like...
I have fingers on my feet, though, so, I mean, who am I to judge?
You do not. Okay. And its face seemed to have been crudely painted onto the surface of its head.
Stand still. It's like
he's like doing it himself.
We were at the parade a couple weeks ago. I was trying to do face painting for children.
Oh my god, it's really hard.
That wasn't my plan. We were doing like a horror movie, and then other people's kids were there. Yeah. Like, oh, you paint my face, and I was like, our school colors are blue and gold, so I was trying to do that, and they all just looked like they were bruised really badly when I was done.
You're like, well,
I'm sorry, that's crudely.
all I got.
All I can do is crudely paint.
Yeah,
so.
I just imagine he's like looking in the reflection of a spaceship, trying to paint on his own face. Who knows? Okay. So crudely painted 2 blue triangles seemingly represented eyes, while a flat...
He didn't even try to make it look human.
Not at all. While a flat brown rectangle was a nose, and its mouth had thin yellow lips shaped like an oval, which did not move at all when it spoke or ate.
Was it having a picnic at the lake?
How did it eat? With its finger toes and toes on its hands.
But its mouth doesn't move, so...
How's anything going in? You know?
They're like tossing it in the air, and then like when people do that with like peanuts and stuff, and they're like, ah!
But it's
like a game.
It's very weird. Its hair hung down beneath its hat in sparse, frizzy, reddish-brown strands, and 2 wooden antennae.
Wooden?
Antenna.
Can't talk. Why are they wooden?
Stuck out of the sides of its head. While more antenna and wooden slat-like antenna stuck from its wrists and ankles. You're really failing at looking human. Again, it's like the Men in Black.
Well, he needs him on his ankles so he doesn't tip over because his toes are all on his hands.
And his head's so giant.
To balance.
His head is like gigantic. It seemed to be wearing some type of clown costume, which consisted of a tall, pointed hat with a black knob or bauble at the top, and a high-collared suit of red and green.
Yeah, for the pot. It's like taking all the stuff and got it all mixed up. Red and green suit, a Christmas birthday party hat, triangle eyes, had like a jack-o'-lantern. You've just taken all the holidays.
Customs and aliens trying to be people. Yeah, funny. You ain't always funny. Anybody. We're like, it's you. Don't lie.
The frizzy hair. That's the only thing I can relate to.
Right, same.
It's normal.
Oh my god. Okay. A high-collared suit of red and green to which the hat was at first attached, but was later removed by the being to show its white and balding scalp. What?
I mean,
he was like, guys, look at this.
It would have had to be like a stocking cap or something if its head was perfectly round and then
on here
with those flaps, like Cousin Eddie's hat.
Yes,
Except you attach
snapped or something. It wore dark blue gloves, but its feet were bare.
What did its feet look like? Did they tell you?
I don't know.
Did it have fingers for toes?
The suit's trousers and sleeves were long and frilly. Whether the wooden antennae were part of the costume or part of the being's body is unknown. It was also carrying a microphone.
And just kept singing Jolene.
Through which it spoke.
Without its mouth moving.
And which is believed to be the source of the ambulance siren.
What? What is happening?
It's so great. He's just like, am I here all day? Or I'm here all night. I screwed that up. Oh my god. It's just carrying a microphone. Does it have like an amplifier?
It's like those... You can carry them around now and you can like hook them to your Bluetooth and stuff.
Like karaoke.
Yeah.
But he like had to have like a stereo speaker is what I'm trying to say.
I'm taking requests.
Oh my God. What? This is getting weirder and weirder. It lived in a 2-story hut or shack in a wooden area close to the lake, whose walls were papered with blue-green dial patterns and whose floors were metallic. Did the kids go to its house? They broke all the rules.
Went over for a karaoke set.
On his metallic dance floor.
I said a hip, a hop, a hip into the...
This hut also contained rough wooden furniture, which was described as being similar to a table and chairs. So he's got metallic
You didn't even
floors.
get that right.
He's like, I think
almost.
But it's like the table's like vertical. Yes. Something's off. The clown being's demeanor seemed shy but friendly. It told the children it was frightened of humans and would not defend itself if it were attacked. I swear to God, if you attack me, I will not hurt you.
Don't worry.
It's fine. I won't fight back.
Scared.
I'm super scared. It claimed to drink water from the stream after cleaning it and gathered wild berries, which it ate in a very odd manner by thrusting its head forward and somehow moving the berries back and forth between its eyes and then down to its mouth.
It's like rolling it.
I'm gonna actually pee. It's like when you play that game at Christmas time with your family.
Roll it.
Where you put like an Oreo or something
Yes.
and you try to move it to your mouth. He's literally made up that game. He invented it. Is he getting royalties?
Except his nose is a flat rectangle, so he's not even...
There's no obstacle.
No, there's really not.
But
He's got to be quick. And his mouth doesn't move. You gotta it's like Plinko. You know what Plinko? When you
Yes.
you gotta make sure that is lined up just right.
Okay, I'm gonna read that again, because what? Thrusting its head forward, somehow moving the berries back and forth between its eyes. And then
That's triangle eyes.
Oh my God, this guy is a wreck. He is a wreck. Oh my God. It could write in English using a pen and paper. Upon being asked, it told the little girl that its name was Sam and that it was all colors. What? Hey, I'm Sam, I'm all colors. What? When asked if it were human, it said it was not. When asked if it were a ghost, it is reported to have answered, well, not really, but I am in an odd sort of way. What? All other questions about what it might be were answered solely with, you know.
No, I wouldn't be asking. Sam.
No, Sam, these are called questions. All right, possible explanations. Theories include, 1, a human wearing a costume. That's the best costume of all time. They win everything. Yes. It's amazing. It's just a shame no one could videotape this all happening.
The microphone and the berries. What a good time. I'd hang out with Sam, probably. I see why those kids were going to his house.
It's just so funny. We're just a couple of drunk people at home like, I got a prank.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 2, a fairy, ghost, or other type of paranormal or supernatural creature. Okay. 3, a robot. What?
No.
Who made it?
Elon Musk. He has a perfume.
No.
It's called burnt hair.
Ew. He's just freaking punking us now, right?
It's sold like in the first 24 hours. He sold like $2 million worth of it.
God, guys, stop giving him your money.
Everything he does just.
Well, I mean, his name is Musk. It does make sense.
Very first time I ever heard his name, I thought it was like a drugstore.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Parfum.
It sounds like parfum.
Parfum. You know.
I do. How come it sometimes says perfume, but sometimes it says parfum?
I don't know.
What's the difference?
Are they different languages?
Probably. Is one fancy?
In America, we do parfum.
Ew, the toilet.
I don't care. And people are like, you guys rag on America too much. Listen, yesterday I was watching the Today Show, and I kid you not, The big lead up in the news story was they announced on live television the winner of the national mullet competition. That is so whatever. I can rag on it all I want.
You can't make that up.
And then the guy that won was just like shaking his hair.
Is this with Hoda and Jenna?
No, yesterday was a Saturday, so whatever those.
God, I love Hoda and Jenna though. They're so cute.
And then I felt almost bad for the other two mullet because it was the top three, and they're all
like
on live TV.
And
they're like, yeah.
What are you doing now? I mean, you can't put on your resume you're the second best mullet in America.
And they asked the guy, they're like, how do you feel? He's like, I feel like I just won a national mullet competition.
Wow.
I'm like, that's
did they win
how long
money?
would it take you to come up with that?
Probably.
Yeah, I think they did win money.
Oh my God. Quit encouraging mullets.
Yeah, it's not. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of looking at them.
Gross. Some people think it was a shared hallucination or a folie à deux or whatever, you know? Remember those two people that I've read about, we've talked about this before, haven't we? Okay,
I don't know.
Maybe I listened to another, I get things confused, okay? But it's like when two people have a shared hallucination.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Folie à deux, folie à deux. How do you say that? I don't know. You get the point.
Parfum.
Parfum. Eau de toilette.
What a terrible name.
Well, it's like literally, don't you say toilet? It's my toiletries. Eau de toilet. What is that supposed to mean? You use it in the bathroom.
It's like a room spray.
Why does it say that sometimes? Then other times it doesn't, and you're like,
well, you won't remember, but I remember back in the day when Avon would sell like real stinking cologne stuff, but it'd be like the bottle would be like a car.
Why? How do you even hold that display?
Collector items.
Avon's so great. My granny used to use one that the top was a yin and yang sign, and I'm like, what?
She's so cultural.
Except not had like fringe. It's very confusing. It was like pink and black. Anyway, Blackpink. Okay. Here's some trivia. I don't know. This is a really weird website. Bufora, the British UFO Research Association, first recorded the details of the encounter after interviewing the two children. No spacecraft or even terrestrial vehicle was observed at the time of the incident, and only the children saw and spoke to the being. Where were their families? Its shack had vanished before further research could be carried out, and workmen near the site reported nothing out of the ordinary. Is it from another plane? The children were insistent that this encounter really happened for the remainder of their lives. At some point, wouldn't you give it up if you were lying?
Yeah, I would think so.
Their parents initially disbelieved them, but when they continued to talk about the encounter in vivid detail, Bufora was contacted by the parents and all details logged into their archives.
Ooh,
their archives?
Bufora is serious. What a terrible name.
Bufora. I'm going to go check out their archives. Paranormal researchers, Amy Johnston, we can only wish, Jenny Randalls, Albert Rosals, and Janet and Colin Board wrote about the Sandown Clown in several books. How do you write several books about it? Like, I just told you the whole thing in like 15 minutes.
Not that much.
No.
To tell.
None ever stated definitively any theory on what the being may have been. Well, because they don't know. No. What are they supposed to say?
It's a Jack-in-the-Box guy.
The blog History Disclosure has the most complete recounting of the encounter to this date. One comment. What a friendly fella from Gay Chairman.
Thanks, Gage.
No, Gay.
Oh.
Gay Chairman. And then someone wrote, lovely username. I mean, it is. But it's funny. What a friendly fella. He does seem friendly.
Such a chap.
I mean, he wasn't mean or rude in any way.
He shared his eau de toilette with me.
Eau de toilette?
Complimentary eau de toilettes in his
oh my God.
bathroom where the sink was on the ceiling. Nothing was just quite right.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Don't you?
Yeah, well, we gave you a little one, and we're
Yeah.
about to maybe give you another surprise. So
Yeah.
We love you. Go to our website.
Yeah, tomorrow's Halloween, so will
Happy
we give
Halloween.
you something? Will we not?
We're doing
a trick or a treat. Woo!
Goodbye.
Bye.